I would like the Audrey I married back.
So personality.
She was, and she still is very easygoing, gets along with everybody, can adjust the problems, anything, any situation easily. Didn't really ever really get mad. I mean, got mad some things, but it really didn't. At least from my perspective, it's just an easygoing, we'll figure it out, get it done attitude, and that has changed into an anger. And I get it. It's years of pain and thinking that there's no way to get out of it, and thinking the only way out of it is the end. So I get that. I don't know if she mentioned we moved, 2 months ago, and moving's always stressful, but it was a little extra stressful because I was a little scared of Audrey at times, and she, it was a different Audrey. So I would like, yeah, I think so much of it, when I think back to the Audrey I married, is that she was in control of everything. She believed she always had the way to, or she can figure things out. And now, for the last few years, she hasn't been able to figure. She's lost that control, and that makes her angry. So yeah, I would like to, well, it's like I mentioned about falling down in the shower last night, and it went to, we gotta get out of this place, and I was like, well, let's get a shower mat, and it's a little bit, the old Audrey would have probably started at the shower mat. The Audrey now, we're out of here. It's like, I don't want to deal with it. So that's number one. Number two, I just want, I always had confidence in our relationship. Not that I am not losing confidence in our relationship, but there's this constant uncertainty because of.
He's scared I'm going to kill myself every day. He has to come home for lunch. Just make sure I'm alive.
And I would just like to get back to that relaxed. We're living life again, and there's always going to be problems, and we'll figure it out. I just like to get back to being us again.
Yeah, and I'd like to quit destroying him, because I have never known anybody that's such a good person as he is, and he's just always so giving, just wow. How can a caregiver not just be absolutely defeated by me and worn out and beat down? And I think the caregivers have it worse, because you are in the viewing everything. You have absolutely no control. Don't touch me, don't talk to me, leave me alone. I feel really sorry for him, because I when I'm well, I tell him that he needs to divorce me and he needs to get away from me. And I'm really like, let's get divorced now, because I'm well and I can take care of myself, and you don't need to be a caregiver. So he won't divorce me either. So yeah, so that needs to that needs to stop.
Before we talked to you on the phone last week, it was, Audrey was in that mindset of, you need to let me go. And it was the first time I actually sat and thought, it was like, am I being selfish? Am I not am I hurting her? It was the first time that the thought of, yeah, I should be helping entered my mind, and that angered me. And that's hard. I can't lie. It's not just the last couple weeks. This has been going on for a while, and it's
Well,
hard.
it's not the first time. I mean, every time I get, like if I'm asymptomatic, I'm great, I'm fine, and I'm 500 miles an hour, and I've got 15 projects going on, and I'm writing 5 more, and, so when these are done, I'm ready. And then as soon as this happens, the ground,
comes to a halt and shut door.
Yeah, and then that's why they think I'm bipolar, because happy, pissed. And then, the last doctor said, well, you have situational depression, because of course the situation you're in, you can't live like this and not get depressed. And so maybe it's not mental depression, maybe it's just situational depression.
I think it's a little closer, but I think that there's more than just that. And in understanding what depression really is, it's a depressed nervous system. When it's running slowest, you're going to have depression because it's depressed, right? And so they're looking at you from the outside. I'm looking at you from the inside, saying, no, guys, this is because circuits aren't working like they're supposed to. You got some that are way depressed. You got others that are way jacked up. And when we have that, it's going to be of itself depressive to the situation. Now, do I agree that potentially you're adding to that? Yeah, absolutely. Because now I'm helpless, I'm hopeless, and so it's easy to go into those thought patterns, those tapes, and the longer you do them. I was interviewing this young man Sunday, and he is like a downer. Not as bad as my dad, but a downer, and we've talked quite a few times, and he's trying to get a handle on some challenges, and and I keep going, dude, you can do this, and he always says the same thing. We always have the same conversation. I say, okay, so this is the same conversation as last week and the week before and the week before. Have you done anything I told you to do? Anything that you personally agreed to do? No, I just can't make me do it. Whenever I try, I fail, and therefore. And I said, listen, you keep doing the same thing, you get the same result, and you've got to start. And he's 23, and he feels like it's a total failure. And I said, a failure at 23? A total failure? I have shoes that are older than you.
Yeah.
You're not failing, you're just learning. Hopefully you'll really learn, and you'll be able to pull yourself out of this. And plenty of kids go through this same thing. Well, that's not the circuit part. That's the software part. Okay? Just like a computer, you have these circuits in the brain and brainstem and all that, and those are dictating capabilities, potentialities. So if your sound card is running lower, it's going to significantly affect sound, but also anything else it contributes to. Very interesting. If I were to put headphones on you and blindfolds, and I was to have you run your hand across like a really smooth coffee table, like glass, the really nice one, but at the same time I was to place sandpaper rubbing against each other, it would be a totally different experience. It would not feel like that, even though the touch is that, you know, in that, but because of the sound, they actually come up with kind of like a calculator, right? They come up with we call it perception as opposed to sensation. Sensation is vibration. Vibration is interpreted. Vibration receptors go to a vibration area, and it's interpreted as vibration. So it's a direct sense. Smell is direct, whereas so many other things are intertwined.
So smell and perception are the two that are direct.
Direct.
Okay.
In
And
fact,
that's why
smell,
like tapping and smelling the peppermint.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. And smell doesn't get modified at all, and it doesn't cross over. It's the only sense that doesn't cross over. So if you got a weak left brain, we're going to put it up the left nostril. Whereas I'll be, like let's say if we put ginger on your tongue, it's going to be on the right side.
Okay, are we going to do that?
Oh yeah, we're going to do that today.
Okay. Excited. You're an evil genius.
I actually have a plaque that says that. Yeah, I had this kid that came in and he didn't become a patient. He fell 4 stories onto a gang box and severe damage to his body and brain, and he had a square pupil. And I'm sitting here talking to him and he's sitting right there, and I'm like,
wow, yeah.
you know, and the more he talked, the more I was, hey, you're not going to be a patient. That's fine. No skin off of my nose, but can I play with that? And he let me do some things, and I was able to get it to round, you know, and get it to be more appropriate like the other side. And he goes, well, it really doesn't feel any different. And when I showed him in a mirror, it doesn't look. So he goes in the bathroom, and he's in there for just a little bit, and then I hear, whoa, that's way different now.
Oh, so it finally
Because he was still cooking.
up.
He's still cooking from what I did on him. But I'm sorry, man. When I see those things,
Yeah.
please let me try. Let me play with that.
That's amazing. So I have to ask, what did you do to make his eye round again?
Well, yeah. What you have to realize is what that system is a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're a producer, right?
Yeah.
You got these cameras on booms, right? And so you got a movement system, and you got this eyeball that brings in information. It brings in information. It's got a lens, and it's got a shutter, right? The pupil. The pupil responds to two different things. Light, shine a light, it's going to respond to that, or the lack of light, and it gets bigger, right? But also it responds to convergence, divergence, right? Why would it need to do that? Because if I'm getting closer and I want to read, it's going to need to not only come in, but it's going to have to get the pupils smaller, and the lenses are going to have to reset for close vision. And so I was just messing with light and convergence, divergence, playing with that system back and forth, and of course we did some peppermint to get the brain to do its job the way it's supposed to.
And you saved him. Eye doctor, eye doctor, eye doctor, eye doctor. Crazy.
Yep. And they're looking at it and they're going, well, I don't know, I don't know what it is or what to do. And to their defense, I mean, some of these guys are great. They're brilliant. And I'm telling you, I steal stuff from them all the time. Especially these neuro-optometrists are just off the charts amazing and that, but they don't know the brain. And even if they know the brain, they don't know the brainstem. Mm-hmm. And the brainstem is the thing that makes all those things actually work. The brain is a major player of modifying it, but the brainstem. And so knowing the brainstem, I'm able to, well, let's tweak this, let's mess with this, let's play with this, see what it does.
Are you familiar with Andrew Huberman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love Huberman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. I watch all his stuff too.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant guy. Love him. He's long-winded, And
Good.
so I don't get to watch a lot of his stuff because I'm too busy.
I'll tell you what he said, because I watch it all.
Yeah, and he spends a lot of time on anti-aging type stuff.
He is now, because I think that's where the market is.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
where the market's going. And my doctor is an anti-aging doctor, and she's married to my partner. We've been doing scoliosis for the last 25 years. We partnered. We invented a new way to take care of scoliosis and that. So, but love him, and
Good.
yeah, and he often interviews guys that I follow. You know?
Okay, good. Yeah, usually when he
So the
interviews
same guy.
somebody, I'll go follow them too. 'Cause
Yeah.
like, well, if he's interviewing him,
He's
it's worth
got-
watching.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
anything else? I wrote down safety in your relationship. Okay, and I understand what that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Wow, we still are on your number 2. That's crazy.
Well, actually, I got 3.
You got 3?
But it was yours. You know, to
Yeah.
bless your husband.
Yeah.
Right. So that your life and lifestyle and the way you see the world is more like
Yeah.
it used to be.
I feel like to bless him would be to leave him.
No, no. I mean, as your brother,
Yeah.
which my mom taught me, we're all brothers and sisters. Okay, and I know that with all my heart. You would create a big hole that wouldn't be filled, and there would be questions that would never get answered. There would be hurt and pain without you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's just start with that.
Okay.
That
All
is-
right, what's your 4?
That is true. 4. I'm thrilled. Okay.
How about let's go in public without me having to do things, spasms. And,
See, I
I don't think that's his problem.
Yeah,
I think that's something you deal with,
Yeah.
and it doesn't impact him nearly as much as it does you. It impacts you because you're suffering from it,
yeah,
but it's not at the top of his list.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you're self-conscious about it. And
Yeah.
it doesn't.
In fact, that would be more what you're experiencing.
Yeah. So, boy, that's. I'm sorry, I'm not going to ask that much out of you.
What is it?
That's okay.
Those are the 2 main
No,
things.
say the
Just-
other one. What are you gonna ask out of me?
There isn't another one thing I'm thinking about.
What, you don't want to ask that much out of me. What is that?
Because I only really came up with 2. Sorry.
Well, 2 are big. They're big, and
Yeah.
they're a part of some big, broad solutions that have to happen. Right? If you say, "I came for tinnitus," okay, that's one little symptom, you know, and there's a lot of different things I may need to do in order to get rid of that symptom, but I always look at tinnitus and go, it's like kind of like when somebody comes in with a seizure or a migraine headache, I go, how boring.
Well, that probably is my 3rd thing then, is I want to take away her pain. You know, I want those things on her list. You know, if I could find a way to have that all disappear, you know, I would. And I guess that's one of the reasons we're here. So, I just want to take away pain. I want to take away obstruction to good things. You know, just all that.
All 4 of them are ready.
Very good. Thank you. If you ask my staff what we do here, they've been trained that there's one thing we do here, and that's alleviate suffering. And there's one law we operate in, and that's the law of adaptation. Everything I do, whether it's fix the structure of the body, whether it's fix, you know, the brain and that, whether it's the diet center, it's all, we are coaxing the nervous system to do what we want it to do, rather than trying to beat it into submission. And so, but suffering, in fact, that's what I wrote. Take away your suffering. Because pain, women can handle pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have more than one baby. Explain that to me. If us guys had the babies, one guy would have one baby, we'd all talk, and that would be the end of the species right there.
Yeah.
That's it. That ain't happening to me.
That's funny.
Okay, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take you out in the, you'll have a seat out here. I'm gonna take care of these other patients, and then we're gonna do a little bit of an exam, and we're gonna do some stuff. See, when I do an exam, I call it a living exam, because I'll do something, and if it's not the way it should be, I do stuff with it to see how it'll respond. Just like we did over the phone, I say, do this, how does that feel? Do this, how did that respond? That kind of thing. Does that make sense? And so, and it will include some mild upper cervical adjusting in that too. So.
Yay! I'm looking forward to that very much.
Very good. All right. Well, let's
Okay.
and yeah, go ahead and shut